at least not live. So this is going to turn into channel introduction, let you know a little bit about me. I've got 40 some videos on the channel already. But I figure I'll introduce you to me. I'm going to try to have a bi-weekly podcast, live stream, whatever you want to call it, where we'll do some questions and answers. I'm going to try to learn about better setups. Obviously, I'm a little bit crooked right now. I'll have to get a good setup. I don't know if you can hear the furnace. Furnace is running. I should probably go turn that off. But anyway, just to give you a little bit of information about me. So, my name's Chris. Izzo's my internet nickname. I was given me by a fella that inspired me to start putting videos on YouTube. A guy named Pete Carney. You can follow him at Adventures by Carney. And just his demeanor, his personality, his sheer love of life made me decide to start doing this. Even though my channel's totally different. If you want to go see Disney and Universal and other random adventures, go check out Pete Carney. He's a good fella. Adventures by Carney. So yeah, he was the one that inspired me to set up a YouTube channel or two, and I'm on this silly adventure now. So I have just about always wanted to be a carpenter. A couple years back, my mom gave me something that she had made for me. Oh, hey, Colleen. Wonderful to see you here. So a few years back, my mom had given me something that she had made for me for Dress Like What You Want to Be When You Grow Up Day in kindergarten. So I'm 5 years old, and so she showed me what she had made, what I had requested from her, and it was a carpenter belt. So I've always had this sickness to want to build things. So my guidance counselors were annoyed at me because I got pretty good grades and I had no intention of going to college. I just wanted to get out there and work. So they gave up on me after a while, which was fine. So after high school, I tried to get into the Carpenters Union, and I would have ended up, framing or drywalling or doing windows. But a fella in my congregation, he had his kitchen done by a custom cabinet guy. And so he was friendly enough with the fella. He said, hey, I have a friend that doesn't know anything, a young man, wants to learn. Do you want to take a chance? And the fella said, hey, why not? So his name was John Debart. I learned most of what I know from him. And I was at his shop for 19 years before I went out on my own. And I sort of turned into more like a handyman remodeler, and I'm trying to get back into the cabinets because the remodeling just beats you up. And had a little setback, got some COVID, had some long haul COVID nonsense going on that I'm still not quite recovered from. So we're gonna try to turn the business back into cabinetry and other nice carpentry creations. Rather than, I can take a room down to its studs and rebuild it, but it's just getting old. But that's a little bit about me. So I was at that cabinet shop 19 years. Started working for myself at the end of 2015. So another 7 years. I've been doing this quarter a century. So, and I still love it. The reason I left the fella, I was getting a little bit miserable. He had always said he was going to train me to take over, and then that never happened. So I finally gave up and left that place. And there's been hard times working for yourself. Sometimes you just wonder, you hope that next check is coming in to pay the bills. But I've never been miserable since I left and went out on my own. So that's me. That's a little bit about me. And I do have my iPad set up so I can see the chat relatively well. So if you have any questions, and there's my ceiling. Yeah, we'll get a more professional setup down the road. Stephen Noon is here. Nice. Hi there, Stephen. So we got Stephen and Colleen. Of course, they may have heard me talk about Pete Carney a little bit ago. He was the inspiration for getting onto YouTube. I didn't really have any thoughts about it until, for some reason, just that guy is magical. He just inspires you to just want to do crazy things. But let's see what else. So I did want to talk about a safety thing. It's very important when you're working to remain safe. And there's kind of like some minimum PPE that I try to keep with me. I actually have hanging from my keychain, I've always got a pair of gloves. It as a minimum. And sometimes you need different gloves for different jobs. These are very good for the kind of fine carpentry I do. They're cutless gloves, but they give you a lot of feel through the gloves, so you can still pick things up and and work with screws and drills easy. So gloves are very important. Hearing protection's important. I'm partially deaf, thanks to the power tools, and I was in a band for a couple of years. But so I'm trying to save what's left of the hearing. So hearing protection is very important. In any videos, if you see me with the headset on, it's also a Bluetooth, so I unfortunately need to be constantly entertained. So, so I get the Bluetooth safety headphones, and I can just do my work and save the rest of my hearing. And then eye protection is very important. So I wore glasses until October of 2020. And was it 2020? Yeah, 2020. I got the LASIK surgery, so I don't need glasses anymore for now. So it was very easy. I had prescription glasses, and I would order them that way, and I was blind as a bat, so the eye protection was always on. So now it's a little bit of a struggle to remember to put on eye protection, but it's so important, especially after I paid money for these. You'd think that it would be easy for me to remember eye protection, but that's the one I probably struggle with the most. The hearing protection, no problem. The gloves, no problem. And then, of course, you know, as I put more videos up, I will talk about specific safety points for specific jobs that happen. Sometimes you need a respirator. Sometimes you need other things. Yeah, it's awesome. The ones I like are the 3M work tunes, and they're not that expensive. I can usually get them for under $50 online, and it connects real nice. You can usually hear pretty well, or the other person can usually hear me pretty well if I take a call. And then the other thing sometimes I'll do, if I let the charge on those die, is I'll get, oops.
Power on.
You might be hearing me through this now. Yeah, let's not do that. Let's connect to it. You can also put in an earbud like that and then put a regular set of headphones over top of that. So there's different ways you can work it out. So that's my safety spiel. So that's all I got for you today. If you got any questions, feel free to ask. I grow the mustache. This is just wacky because you'll see sometimes I'm shaved, sometimes I have a mustache. I grow the mustache from November 12th to March 13th every year. That's the deal I've struck with my wife because she is not a fan of the mustache, but she knows how much I love it. So, so we've got that worked out. I get 4 months, but then I get to let it go crazy. So it's just started to curl. So pretty soon I'll wax that thing up and look like a maniac. So we got Colleen Kidder, Stephen Noon. Any questions? Or tell you what, Price can see in my face. Let's go on a tour of my messy shop, and hopefully I'll be cleaning this. So sorry I wasn't smart enough to bring my gimbal. So I'll try to just walk steady. So we'll make it as if you're coming in the front door. There's a parking lot, my van. I share a little bit of space with another fella. So I got 2,000 square foot here, but some of it's subletted it out. So you walk in, got a table saw. Oh, it's so a mess. I shouldn't even show you guys this. I got 2 rows of shelves over there. I've got a plywood rack. I got some solid wood, some storage for various things. And of course, there's a garage door over here. Yep, these fell over while I was gone. Hopefully I'm not making anyone sick. Pocket hole machine, door hinge machine, cabinets for my aunt. I should probably call her. That's been 4 years. It's so messy. So there's one of the fellas that rents some space from me. A lot of this is going to go soon because he finally got a new place. So it's mostly storage. It's mostly a mess. Oh, okay. I'll show you a special project that I haven't had time to work on. Nice. Well, we're variants of each other. All right, so don't tell anyone from WDWNT because I am eventually going to finish this and send it to them so they can unbox it. But I'm making a glass mosaic of that Imagination poster. And I just haven't had time to get back to it. And obviously someone bumped it because the pieces are everywhere. But it was just something I saw a video. I saw someone do a 14-foot glass mosaic tile. And that person was a professional and like cut the glass out of sheets herself. Well, I ordered 10 pounds of broken glass. And so far the colors have been working pretty decent. But yeah, man, I've been working on that over a year and just haven't had the time. That's the thing. Like the man hours for this are probably not going to be that much, but finding time for the extra projects is sometimes tough. So we had another thing where we sold our house, and we live and work with a lady, live with and work for a lady, and so we moved from a house to a 1-bedroom apartment. So some of our life came and lives at what should be the office. There's a desk under there. So that's my crazy office, just full of stuff. So hopefully we'll get some of this sorted out someday. This is the only thing that almost looks normal. So there's my little, my lunchroom. And my hidden cabinet of fun stuff. So that's a tour of the shop. Usually, it depends. Usually I'll build them on site and take it if it's local. Now I got that fancy purse store that I've been doing work for, and those, it's been too hard because the cabinets are too big. I'd have to like rent a 26-foot truck or something. And so those will go in pieces and I'll assemble them on the site. But that's easier with a retail location. For residential, I'll usually build the cabinets complete and then take it out to the job site. Sorry, just checking out. Yeah, absolutely. And what I've started doing, so I'm not as strong a finisher, but I've been forced to have to learn how to do the finishing end of it. So what I've been doing the last few times is actually staining and finishing all the parts and then putting the cabinet together. It's, I love the freedom. Honestly, through the COVID fatigue, I might have been unemployable because fortunately my customers, they see I can show them pictures, I can show them other work that I've done, and they learn to trust that the work's gonna look good when I'm done. But sometimes, man, I'm like hours late to a job site, and I'll let them know, I'll keep them in the loop, but it's just, it's crazy. I used to be able to get away with normally I'd like sleep 4 or 5 hours a night. Now I need to sleep like 8 or 10. It's put a little damper on some of my building activities. But yeah, here, actually, I could show you. So, because I've got some cabinets here that are in half put together. So I got a bookshelf here. I got the top and the 2 walls. This is the back that's going to go on it. And then a second one gets built and they get locked together. Oops. And then that's the face frame for it. And it's the twin of this one. So you can see kind of like, let me scoot this. So that's upside down right now. But they're getting better, Steven. They're getting a lot better. I don't know if they're normal yet, but they're definitely starting to reduce. But yeah, so then I can put the whole thing together. And that cabinet there will barely fit in my van. If it was any bigger, I'd have to rent something. But that one, and so yeah, I actually made a template of the cross section of the cabinet so I could find out if it would fit in my van or if I was renting something. Oh, and then there's my beam. So I made this. It's just maple, like 1x8s, and they're mitered together. And then they didn't want the whole job distressed. They just wanted this mantle that'll go above the fireplace. They wanted this to just look a bit like an older beam. So that's been super fun. I really love getting to work on crazy little things like that. Yeah, the prices are slowly getting better on the lumber, thank goodness. There we go. That's all I got for you. But I'm going to do a silly little live stream. I'm going to try for 2 times a week. I might eventually change the Monday one to the morning because that probably makes a little more sense. Go over the plan for the week. And then I just think it would be interesting. It would be interesting to me. I don't know if it'll be interesting to anyone else. It'd be interesting to hear what the plan's going to be on Monday, and then Friday evening find out how well or badly the plan went. So it should be a fun little experiment. And if people hate it, then we'll change it up. I don't care. I'm just doing it for fun. I don't have any delusions of ever making money with this kind of thing. So Well, that's all I got for you. Thank you, Colleen and Steven, for hanging out with me. We'll probably close it down. We're at 15 minutes. And there'll be plenty of time. Oh, cool. Good. I'm glad you liked it. And I'm hoping, well, I kind of have to clean it because the one fella is going to be moving his stuff out and he sort of needs access to the door. So I kind of have to clean this place. So I'm hoping end of the month, beginning of next month, you'll get to see a more organized shop. But that's unfortunately this is how I've rolled for years. So I'm probably gonna end up pushing everything to one side, letting him move out, and then the mess will spread back out. But hey, I'll keep you guys posted. So thanks a ton for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Oh, and you guys can screenshot my face and give it to Pete if you want, because I don't know how to turn this off. Maybe the X. Hey, there's the X. Thanks, Colleen. You too.